Hi, welcome back to my podcast, Her Life's Journey with me, Talia. I hope y'all are doing well. I don't know. I've been in like a weird state recently where I'm kind of just like getting annoyed with everything. I'm just like tired all the time and I just don't want to do anything. And I'm getting back in that state again and I'm like forcing myself to not be in that state because of the fact that it's like why do I need like I don't like nothing's wrong with my life right now to where I need to be feeling this way. So I'm kind of just like telling myself like it's okay, you're fine, like live life, live laugh love. I don't know. Um but yeah, mm, sorry, my phone just went off. But I don't know. I've kind of just been like in a weird tude recently. And everything's just like weird to me at the moment. And I don't know how to fix it. Or like, I want to like fix everything, but I can't fix everything. And I can't help people if they don't want to be helped. Also, I've just been like feeling really lonely. Like, just like really lonely recently. And I just like have no one to talk to, I guess. I don't know. Obviously people are gonna be like, well, I'm here for you if you ever want to talk, and it's like, but like, I have to say it for you to even text me, you know? Like, I shouldn't, I don't know. Maybe I should start saying things more, talking to people more, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to be more consistent with people. But it's hard for me to be consistent with people when I've always, my whole entire life, it's like I'm always having to fight for someone to talk to me, or like I have to keep the conversation going because if I don't, then they're not going to talk to me. And like I feel like I have to do that with everyone in my life. Except for like some people. There's like a really like small group of people who I can go like days without talking to, but then like the minute I talk to them, like everything's fine. And I don't like, and it's like that's different. But like other people, I feel like I try and talk to them and they're just like they don't want to talk to me at all. Just say you don't want to talk to me. Like just be fucking real and be like, Tyler, I don't want to talk to you. Like, and then I'll leave you alone. I won't text you ever again. But people just apparently like to teeter totter and like just ignore it. And it's like that's fine too, I guess, but it's like it gets annoying because then I feel like I did something wrong. If like you're ignoring me or if like you're not talking to me as much as like we were talking. And it's like I get everyone has a life. Everyone has their own life. I don't need anyone to be consistently talking to me because that's not healthy. Like no one can consistently talk to you for days on end, you know? Like not even like I don't even talk to my parents consistently. I mean, yeah, I'll like have like small little conversations, but like it's not like a consistent thing all the time. And that's like I don't know. I used to think like that too. I used to be like, why aren't people talking to me 24/7? It's like, babe, no one's going to talk to you 24/7. No one. Everyone has their own life. Everyone has their own work schedule, their own school schedule, their own schedule in general. So no one's going to be consistently talking to you 24/7. I don't even know how to talk to anyone on the phone. Like, I literally called my long distance best friend like not too long ago. I was just like, "Oh, how are you doing?" But she was like, "Oh, I'm tired." And I was like, "Oh, I can let you go." Like, that's fine, but like, also, I just really wanted to have someone on the phone and talk to. I don't know. Again, like I said, I've been like feeling kind of lonely recently, and I don't know why. Like, I really don't know why either. I've just been like in a weird state recently where I'm just like everything's annoying me or everything's just like pissing me off or like people are annoying me or I'm just like overthinking things like I'm like overthinking being like am I being too much? Am I doing too much? Am I saying too much? Like all of this kind of stuff. I'm just like thinking it in my brain and I don't know how to not think it, I guess. Or how do I like change my thought process? And I'm trying to change it the best I can and changing like how I'm feeling about things or thinking about things or like doing things in general. I'm trying my best to like change all of that. And it's just like it's hard but it's also like getting easier over time, you know? Like everything for me is like getting easier with time. So my things are getting unhooked. Like everything over time is getting easier, but I feel like for me it's like I'll put myself out there, right? When it comes to like a guy, I guess. Well, yeah, whatever. When it comes to like a guy and me feeling lonely in that aspect, I'll put myself out there. But I can't find a genuine man. And when I find a genuine man, they don't want me, you know? So it's like, do I pick the guy who literally just wants to sleep with me or just stay single? And my option is option B, stay single. Because I don't want that cuz a guy's going to want to like be like all sweet and nice to me, but then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, well, you trusted me enough for me to sleep with you. Now I got what I wanted. I'm going to treat you like absolute shit." So I just don't do that. I don't want to do that because that's like how I think in my brain, I guess. It's like a guy's just gonna treat me like shit once they get what they want. And I've never been shown differently, I guess. I don't know. Like, I just want a guy who's gonna show me what true love looks like or what a genuine relationship looks like. I thought I had that with my ex at the time, but then that just turned into a big shit show and it was like genuine, but then it like turned into lust and then it was like a roller coaster. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna get into that. But just like for me, like I just want someone who cares about me and is gonna like be like, oh, you're the only one. I don't want anyone else. And like I've seen some guys who I've been like interested in like post stuff like that. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, if you weren't ignoring me, hello, I'm right here, you know? But I don't even say that because at the same time, I feel like they think I'm just like cringy, ugly as fuck, or some shit like that. And that's so I just don't say anything. Like, there was this one time where I did say something to one of the guys who I was like, oh, well, he's like attractive, whatever. Um, but I said something to him and then it just like backfired and I was like, oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. So, yeah. So now I'm kind of just like obviously focusing on myself, but I've been focusing on myself for so long. Like, I already know my problems. I already know like what's wrong with me. So it's like, how much longer do I need to focus on myself to find a genuine guy? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm like literally like I was interested in this one guy and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I see potential in him." And then it just again backfired on me. And I was just like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Okay. Well, there goes that." But it's like you want someone who's genuine? I'm right here. Like I'm right here crashing out slowly. But it's whatever, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm so tired at this point. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired of like being here for people and then them being like, well, I'm gonna take your advice, but I'm actually gonna go use it on someone else because, you give too much of good advice. And then now I just need to stop giving advice to people. I need to stop it. I'm just like done. Like, don't ask me for advice. No, I'm kidding. If you need advice, like, I'm always here. Um, but like, don't. Like if I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like there's this one guy, but it's just like I don't know. That's all I have to say. It's like I don't know. Like do I hit him up? But at the same time it's like I don't think I should, It's like it's one of those things I teeter totter and I'm like I could hit them up, but it's probably going to backfire again. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And whatever happens happens. I'm leaving it alone and whatever happens happens. Letting the universe take control at this point and yeah, because exhausted of trying, and I'm exhausted of just like trying to show like I'm much more than just my body, you know? I don't even have that good of a body, I'd say. I don't. I don't even have that pretty of a face either. Okay, I need to stop. This is my negative thoughts coming out, and my brain is literally yelling at me to be like, stop. No, you are beautiful. You're a bad bitch. You're pretty. You're skinny. All that shit. I know this about myself. Again, like I said, I have like these battles with my brain, but I'm very consistent with myself and I'm very content with myself and I love myself. Yes, everyone, like, at least me, I have these like thoughts sometimes and these doubts, but I clock myself and I'm like, no, like, I'm better than this. Like, you're better than this. You're not that girl anymore, so stop trying to think that you are, because you're not. You will never be that girl. That girl was heartbroken, depressed, didn't know who she was as a person, lost everyone in her life who she thought was actually her friend, had a bunch of horrible shit happen to her, that you are who you are today because of all that shit that happened to you in the past. You're the woman you are now because you looked at yourself, you realized your worth, and you were like, you're not gonna put up with this bullshit anymore. And you finally got rid of all the toxicity and all the negativity in your life to be where you are today, to be the person you are now. And I do that. I literally do that to myself all the time because, yeah, I'll have these thoughts, but at the end of the day, I do know my worth. I know my self worth. I know the value of myself. I know who I am as a person. So that's why I hold myself to such a high standard, and I don't let people in. I don't let anyone in unless you're really close to me or I feel like I can actually trust you as a person. And there's only been like a very small handful of those kind of people. And when it comes to like, I guess, guys, I don't trust guys whatsoever. So if I trust you as a guy, feel very lucky. Feel lucky because that is a one in a million with me because I don't really trust. Yeah, I'll tell some guys some things, but like, there's a certain, there's like a difference between me telling you like little small things to me actually telling you like my lore and my like things I've been through, or like just letting you in like a different kind of way. Like cuz I don't trust guys with any of that shit because I've trusted guys in the past and it's backfired on me. I remember this one time I trusted this one guy and I told him things. Told him things that no one else really knew and he used that against me and anytime we had an argument. I remember one time he said something. I don't think it was like a couple years ago, but I still remember it vaguely. And he said something, and he's like, "That's why you need a fucking therapist," or some shit like that. Because like, obviously, uh, trigger warning. Okay, trigger warning. Before I get into this, I used to harm myself. I used to, do a little slicey slice on my wrist and other places on my body. Um, and I trusted him enough to tell him those things, but like, again, like, we would get in arguments and he would use that stuff against me, and like, so it's really hard for me to trust guys, and it's really hard for me to let people in general. Even like with some like of my girlfriends, they would use that stuff against me as well. Like, I remember someone I considered one of my really close friends, would use stuff like that against me too. And it's just like, I would never in a million years do that to somebody. Never in a million years would I hit them hard where I know it hurts the most. Because I could have, with a couple people in some arguments, I could have, but I never did. Because, like, I'm not that person. That's not who I am as a person. So I'm not gonna do that. But if it makes you feel better to push me down and use the things I've told you in confidence against me, that's fine. Like, I remember this one time, I'm cool with this girl now, but back in like high school, we got in a really bad argument and she said something about like me hurting myself. Again, people like to use that against me. I don't know why. Um, but I was just like, oh, okay. But like at the same time, it was kind of like maybe I was in the wrong with that one. But like I didn't deserve for her to say that either. Um, and just a lot of things. Even like with guys, like intimately, I don't trust guys for intimacy. I don't. And if I do, you're lucky because like kissing is one thing. Okay, like making out, I don't really care about. That's one thing. But like more than just making out, I don't trust guys. I don't because I have like a weird fear in my brain when it comes to that stuff, and if you know that fear, then you know. But I'm not gonna say it because it's it's gonna make me sound insane if I say it, so I'm not going to. But I just like so if I trust you to be like intimate, which I don't trust guys like that, but if I do, just feel lucky, like not lucky. That's not. Oh my god. But like, don't hurt me. You know, I don't know. And this is why I don't do hookup culture. I don't do any of that kind of stuff because no, like disgusting. Like the thought of that just makes me like like ew. The thought of me like in general like doing stuff like that and not having feelings for someone like makes me feel weird cuz I catch feelings when it comes to like intimacy, I guess. So that's why I don't do it as well because I will catch feelings and I've realized that. I've taken a lot of time to process me as a person and like what I want in a relationship and all that kind of stuff, and if I genuinely want to be with someone, I'll show it. Or like I'll get very clingy and God, I don't know. Guys don't really like girls who are clingy, I guess. I don't know. Some guys do, but I haven't found anyone who wants a like clingy girlfriend. I'm a clingy girlfriend. I get obsessed with my man. I'm gonna say it. Even when I'm talking to a guy and I really like him, I really get invested. And I really want this to turn into something more than just talking. Like I want you to be my man. But again, haven't found any suitable suitors to be my man. And I'm not really even looking. I'm not looking because the more I look, the more you find what you don't want to attract. The more you find the bad people or like the toxic people. Um, but like there was this one guy who I thought like, oh, maybe this could be something. But then it like completely boomed in my face and I was like, oh, never mind. Um, so it was kind of just like, okay, whatever. Now I'm like over it. That happened like God knows, like a while ago. But like that's my thing though. It's like I can like get over somebody super easily if I'm not really all that interested in them either. Like my brain likes to think I'm interested for a while, but then I slowly start getting the ick. And it's like the ick is not a real thing, guys. It's just something you like to try and tell yourself when you're not really interested in someone. And I've come to realize that when I'm not really interested in someone, I don't find enjoyment in texting them and calling them and talking to them and all. And I try and say like, oh, they icked me out. No, I'm just not interested in the man. So it's just like I stop talking. I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't really see this going anywhere. Like, hope we can still be friends. I don't actually even say I hope we can still be friends because they never want to be friends with me afterwards. They're like, oh, fuck you, fuck off, blah, blah, blah. All this shit. Um, I've gotten those texts before though. It's like, oh well, I hope we can still be friends. But my thing is, just like, yeah, we can be friends. I don't care. Like that's my thing. But like, actually be my friend. That's like the one thing I think that pisses me off about people is like they'll be like, oh, we can still be friends, but then they like don't talk to you and like just like they don't talk to you, and it's like, okay, did you actually want to be my friend, or did you just say that just to be nice? Just like don't You know, like if you actually want to be my friend, at least try and talk to me sometimes. Ask how I'm doing on a random day. Don't just like fucking sit here and not talk to me at all. Like what? Okay. So it's just like it's very like weird to me when it comes to a lot of things and when it comes to like people I'm interested in or like people I'm not really interested in or just like my friends in general, just like everything in my life. But like I said, I'm very content with my life and I like to analyze. I like to like take a step back and like look at everything in my life. Like, where am I at in my life? Am I happy with what I'm doing in my life? Am I consistent with what I'm doing in my life? Am I healthy? Am I this? Am I that? And it's like, yes, I am. You know, like I'm happy with where I am or with where I'm at in my life. I'm consistent with where I'm at in my life. I'm very proud of myself. I may not do all the things I say I'm gonna do 24/7, and that's fine. I'm not going to, but I work towards it and I keep going and I keep pushing myself and I keep, striving to be better every single day. And that's all I need to do. That's literally it. Because at the end of the day, I will find someone who actually wants to be with me. Um, but till that time comes, like, I just need myself. I don't need a man. A man is not a need, a man is a want. You know? And even if I have a man, I want him to live his life and I want to live my life. But we come together as a team, but we don't get lost in each other and we don't lose ourselves. You know, and I think that's the problem with this generation as well. They lost the plot of a relationship and they consume in the relationship and they start to lose themselves. And it's like, a relationship shouldn't be like that. A relationship should be like, you have your life, I have my life, but we come together as a team when we need to, but we also know that we're still here for each other and we do love each other as one, you know? If that makes sense, I don't know. Um, but like, it's just like, it's so weird to me that like, people just don't understand that anymore. People just want their little hookups. They just want their little like summer flings here and there, and it's like I don't want that. I never wanted that. I just want a man who actually wants me for me and not just like a little fling, not just like a little fun thing until they find like their person or like they find someone who they actually want to be with. Like, I want someone who genuinely wants me for me and no one else. And they show that they want me, and they claim that they want me, and they prove that they want me, and I prove that I want them, and I show that I want them, and I claim that I want them. It's a relationship should be 50-50. It shouldn't be 20-80, 70-30. It shouldn't be any of that. It should be 50-50. That's how a relationship should be. And that's how a relationship should go. But I feel like people don't think that. People think, oh, well, the guy needs to show more. I don't need to. Or like some guys be like, oh, the woman needs to show more. I don't need to. No, you both need to show equally how much you care, love, all of that with a person. 50-50. It's not none of this fucking bullshit that y'all want to say. It's none of that. And it will never be that. But you've lost the plot. You've lost the plot. And I don't think you're ever going to get the plot back. On that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed ranting about things like I always do. I love you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode, whenever that might be. Again, we're working on some things, technical difficulties, but it's okay. Love y'all. Bye.